Welcome back to the More Than Cartoon podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, here with my co-host, Will, and today we're doing something different. We're just hopping straight into this because it's been a long week for all of us. Will could say that, but we're jumping straight to Crunchyroll raising prices. Just straight
By the way,
raw dog.
ADHD brain. This is going to be an interesting episode for everybody. Just preface.
Really? ADHD already? Jeez, we haven't got through the intro.
Yes. We just had our fourth baby. I'm very sleep deprived and I have a tooth.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
On the topic of raw dogging, that's how I got my kids. No, this isn't going to get.
That's how I got my second on the way too.
We're going to keep it family friendly. But did you know, because we're in our 30s, right? What the kids these days, when they use the term raw dogging.
That sounds so old.
So old.
Will, why does this happen? We're not even a minute in.
I know. I have 4 kids. I'm old. Kids these days, when they use the term raw dogging, it doesn't mean what it meant when we were growing up. Did you know that?
No.
Like kids these days, look it up on like trends on TikTok.
First off, we need to stop saying kids these days. We need to stop saying kids these days. Second,
the younger generation.
You're telling me that is
it means something different. So again, we're gonna keep this family friendly. Growing up, using the term raw dogging meant, when two people love each other and they join that love under, the gaze of Jesus Christ, and there's no protection. That's raw dogging.
This is not raw dogging.
But what they're calling it these days is like staying off of social media and screens, and they're calling
enduring
that raw
a
dogging.
boring, mundane, or challenging activity without any distractions, preparation, or external aids.
Yeah, my wife, who's a teacher, told me this, and I was like, "What, you mean our childhood growing up?
Wow.
Like, just sitting there and just thinking?
Wow.
Literally, people just sit and like think, and they're like, I had to sit and think for 30 minutes, and they call that raw dogging.
I think they took our sling, and when we were like, hey, we're just gonna do without the tablets, without the phones, without something. I'm assuming.
I don't know,
but raw dogging. First of all, I love that. Love the way we started into this because I mean, this is exactly what Crunchyroll is doing to us.
This is the same generation that uses the term cap for when somebody's lying, so can't really get any more.
You know what? Actually, we're gonna stay on this tangent real quick before we get into Crunchyroll. One that I like, actually, Cracked. I like Cracked.
Oh yeah, I get that one. Yeah,
that one. I'm like that. That's another form of that. Actually, at work today, we were having to do like some emails with some other stuff, and I was talking with some coworkers, and they're like, because things weren't working financially, right? Things weren't working. I gave them everything they needed, right? And my coworkers like, give them the most Gen Z response. And I was trying to think of whatever it was. So I had to file an expense report. And I was like, his name was Alex. I was like, you know what, Alex? I could give you about 6 or 7 receipts and all, but I don't think that'd be good enough for you. All right. I'm going to tell you, I cracked this test that you wanted me to take. And honestly, fam, I think you're pretty cooked at this, not understanding how I'm doing. I just kept on going down the list of this. And I'm like, yeah, this is showing age. This is really showing age. But
all right, everybody. Well, welcome to the Anime Boomer podcast.
Yeah. Hey, we're not the first. Won't be the last.
Did you know we have officially been unks for multiple years? I just learned this. I'm 38 years old. I was like, oh, I'm officially an unk. I'm an anime unk.
How old do you have to be an unk?
I've achieved unk status. Respect my anime unk weebdom. And people are like, yeah, bro, you've been an unk since you were 27. I was like, oh, God.
When technically unk status is 30 to 35 plus.
Okay. Well, still 8 years. Lord help me.
I mean, we're unk status. Okay.
All right, we're making it work.
I thought I became an unk when I became an uncle, but
there's your crazy tangent. This will be a fun podcast. Sleep deprived.
Yeah.
We've both have been.
Speaking of raw dogging, speaking of being cooked, speaking of cracked, let's talk about Crunchyroll. All right. So
that's a great segue.
For those who don't know, Crunchyroll raised the prices. Which, how would you not know this?
I
just want to know this at this point.
I just want to say.
Tell me. Put it in my ear.
I called it.
You did.
I called it.
You did.
Everybody who left nasty comments on here or on my other pages saying that I was stupid, that I was brain dead, I called it. Suck on my toe, eat my boot. How do you like your crow cooked?
First.
We called it. And it's not, here's the, that sounds silly. And it's not to say that we're special. For all of you folks that are watching, there's a reason why they make you take history in school. It's because if you look at the things that happened in the past, then you can make an educated prediction on what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
right?
History repeats itself.
And it's like
we saw this coming a mile away.
You see the same exact steps that other streaming platforms did, right? And we did a whole episode where we broke down, dude, Hulu did this, Netflix did this, all these Prime did this, Disney did this. And then now we see Crunchyroll taking those first few steps. And for me, that's not me saying like Crunchyroll's, evil for doing that. That's just calling out like, here's what other companies have done. We see them taking that first step. The next logical step is that prices are going to increase. And what happened?
They went up, and the next thing that happened,
freaked out. And it's like, what did you guys explain?
I mean, that was gonna happen. Like, I don't. Like, for me, it wasn't a surprise. I wasn't shocked. There was no awe factor. I was shocked and awed about everyone's response.
Right.
I didn't realize how many people were just like so dissociated with this. They didn't realize, hey, every other streaming platform is doing this, and it's not saying, oh, because it's inflation or doing this. No, it's because they can charge it. They want to do more, expensive projects. They want to put more into this. It's Crunchyroll, guys. Come on, we've seen this multiple times.
And here's the thing. Speaking from the most hypocritical perspective here, right? Like, I literally just turned on my HBO Max the other day to watch a movie, and was like, "Oh my gosh, I have ads! I forgot I had the basic plan. There's 7 ads in this movie that I want to watch. How much is it to go to ad free? $12 more a month. Yeah, do that. Like, okay, so I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody that like, I happily pay for the ad-free programs or the ad-free tiers because I've worked my ass off for the past 20 years to be able to afford that luxury. And it is what it is, but I still see the other, I see the other side of the coin for sure,
2 things will happen from this. Crunchyroll has 2 options. One, I don't think is going to happen. The other one I think is going to happen. Now,
if I would have inhaled that would have been really bad.
Oh, I would love to see that. Oh man, talking about toe sucking, and now you're doing this. Well, what are you doing to me? All right, let's get on track.
If you want to see the behind the scenes Patreon content, you can join. We don't
do more than a cartoon
yet.
After dark. Yeah. So Crunchyroll has 2 options. One, I can see them backtracking a little bit. I don't want this to happen, but what I mean by backtracking is they'll bring back ads. They'll have a paid service. They'll have ads.
So they can offer another tier that's lower than what they've just announced. Yeah, I could see that.
Yes, I can see that happening. I don't want that to happen. I could somewhat see it, but I see most likely what's going to happen. Instead, they're going to get rid of shared accounts, which is the best thing Crunchyroll has going for them. They get rid of shared accounts. It's over for them. It really is. I mean, the downfall of Crunchyroll has already begun. I like, you were looking to a point when they get to the mountain, you're going to tip them over the ledge. They're already falling, buddy. All right. If you've not realized that, they're already falling.
I have a bit more of an optimistic perspective. Like, I hope, like, I want to believe, I want to believe that they will become better, like, with this, right? Like, as they move down this road of increasing prices and doing these things, if you want to increase price, increase value, right? Like, and everybody will be happy, right? I think perfect world, they increase their prices. They offer another tier that's even cheaper that has ads, so they can placate the people that like, hey, I can only afford, $8 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can have that, but with ads, and then they add more value. And a perfect example is something like, people are so quick to jump on like the train of, ooh, let me make content that's really, really negative just for views. And I saw this video.
Oh, rage baiting. I hate rage baiting.
Yeah. And so I saw this video, and this chick was calling out Crunchyroll, and I was like, okay, the way you went about it, a little bit much, but her point.
Was she the one that said it's useless? I think I saw that video.
It might be. Her point was really, really good. Basically, her point was Crunchyroll's increased their prices, okay? And they're doing that, but why aren't they translating text on screen when these other pirate websites are, right? And I was like, you know what? Because I'm on Crunchyroll's side. I love Crunchyroll. Anybody that's listened to this podcast knows that I am a Crunchyroll fanboy. I like what they do. And as somebody that is a fan and a customer, I believe that I have the right to be critical when things happen that I may not agree with, right? That's how I always look at things. So hearing her say that, I'm like, you know what? I'm a fan of Crunchyroll. I like what's going on. I didn't want them to increase prices. It is what it is. But this is a very, very valid point. if you're wanting to become, and if Crunchyroll ever sees this or listens to it, if you're wanting to become the premier place to stream anime content, and
Mhm.
you're wanting to increase your price, you've got to increase your value. You've got to increase the value of what you're giving to your customers. And if pirate sites are able to, when somebody walks into a ramen shop, translate the name of the ramen shop that's in Japanese over the top of the door, you guys should be able to do that too. It's not that hard unless you're using AI to make your subtitles. You don't actually have real people looking at it, right? So there's the caveat to that. So that was a critique that I heard, and I was like, that's a really based critique. Like, I've even noticed that and complained myself. Like, I wonder what that says. And a way they get around it sometimes is if they're showing text. So, like, say the characters are looking at something and it's in Japanese, and the characters are off screen, and whatever they're looking at, the words are on screen. In English, they can dub over English words to, like, they're reading what it says, so you understand what it's saying, right? So that's definitely something that I've noticed before too. And I was like, I don't agree with the delivery. I think the delivery of that specific video was a little harsh, but the point I agree with. Like, that's something that Crunchyroll could do to add more value that I would appreciate, especially when the pirate sites can do that.
Well, especially if you're paying for the service too.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. I feel like we've been going at this the wrong way. And I think we should correct ourselves, actually, because when we keep on saying Crunchyroll is, technically,
really
yes,
Sony.
they did, but it's Sony.
Yeah.
If we're someone to be mad at, I think it's more Sony's been making these decisions, or at least I'm assuming that they're making these assumptions.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, because Crunchyroll is owned by Sony. And so as soon as big corporate is pulling the strings, the smaller company, being Crunchyroll, is obliged to do what Sony tells them to do.
I mean, they're at the mercy of it. And I mean, like, you can't technically be mad at Crunchyroll if this is what the hires up are saying. If Crunchyroll came with the decision and said, hey, we want to raise prices, then yes, you can be mad at Crunchyroll. Right now, you think there's multiple parties behind this. And I'm thinking, if you look at the history, when Sony bought Crunchyroll, a lot of the stuff when I started to dislike Crunchyroll is when this happened. So I'm going off what I'm seeing evidence. And that's what we went with the prices. We went off of history and evidence. I'm going off of that.
Yeah.
So I think, and this just came in when you were talking about this. So it was even before this. I had my mindset focused on being mad at Crunchyroll, and I need to take a step back and realize, am I really mad at Crunchyroll? Probably not. Maybe they're at the mercy. I'm hoping that. I do hope whoever is in charge of doing the decisions at Crunchyroll right now takes time to heed what they're about to do, because raising the prices isn't as big of an issue as some people are making it to be. Here's why. If you had just communicated to people, hey, we're going to do this. We need to raise prices for better production. We need to raise prices for better subtitles. We need production for this, to fight inflation.
We want to get more.
Even if it's complete BS, tell me what you're going to do with that money before you take it. All right? Another thing you should do also, the most important, which just makes me more infuriated about this, do not do it mid-season.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. They're doing
mid-season,
right? Because it'll be at the first of the next month, right? The 1st of March that takes effect, which is going to be right smack freaking dab in the middle of the winter season. I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point.
I mean, you either do it in the beginning or the end of a season. That's the way I see it.
Good point.
Mid-season makes me wonder why. What's going on? So you got me pondering. You got me more focused on that. Versus if you did something that's just beginning of the season or end of the season, you're like, okay, whatever. You could have brushed it off. But now you have more people focusing on this. Now you have more people pissed off. Make it make sense to me. I don't understand.
Things like that make me think that it's more of a top-down decision of Sony being like, hey, we need to
just do it.
We need to increase our profits by X amount for this next quarter. How do we do that? Well, let's raise the prices 20%, and that'll do that.
There's another thing that could happen that you might not have thought of. What did Crunchyroll do recently that was a big thing to the anime community? Any guess? Potentially?
Give me a hint.
Okay, starts with an H, ends with an E. 2 words technically.
They bought High Dive?
They're partnering with High
They're
Dive.
partnering with High
Correct.
Dive. That's right.
Yes, yes. They're working with them, partnering, whatever you want.
A part of that like streaming coalition, right? Where it's like a bunch of
sharing
specialty
libraries.
Yeah, where that's
Yeah.
all those specialty streaming. So they're working with High Dive, but then they also joined in that big streaming coalition. Remember? So it's
Exactly,
like
Will.
where all of these specialty streaming channels like Slasher, and it's like all of these streaming websites that specialize in a specific genre, like
And what
horror,
happens?
action, whatever. They all kind of made an agreement together to pool their collective customer basis, and that gives them more power. Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
what happens is, so Crunchyroll didn't get into this agreement, High Dive did. But if High Dive and Crunchyroll are partnering, you can make the assumption that Crunchyroll might do this. Now, with this agreement that High Dive did with all these other, was it 15, 16 other streaming platforms?
It was
a
about
bunch.
a dozen. Yeah.
They came to an agreement that if one streaming platform does it, all the other streaming platforms do it. So if Crunchyroll, who's partnered with High Dive, raises prices, High Dive might raise prices.
Yeah.
All those other platforms might raise prices. Did they just do a domino effect potentially? Is this going to be a bigger thing?
It'd be interesting to look at all of the streaming platforms in that coalition and to see what changes have been made amongst all of them. That'd be interesting.
You hear it right now. Okay, before we talk about animes and everything else, you really came here to listen, or the tangents. Think about this, okay? We told you about One Punch Man. Okay, done talking about that. We told you about Crunchyroll raising prices. Okay, done talking about that. Heed us. Other streaming platforms might be doing the same as well. And biggest thing I think will happen recently, I'd say within 6 months, I could see it, or within at least, I'd say a year minimum or max. And 6 months minimum for Crunchyroll to get rid of shared accounts. And if that happens, dude,
that'd suck.
That is a big selling point that they have.
Yeah.
Because prices got raised and everyone's like, okay, fine, we'll just chip in an extra $1 or $2 because you're sharing with 4 other people. What's that to you? You know?
Yeah.
It's not that much. So
we'll see, man. We'll see.
Big changes.
And here,
changes.
I'll say we can kind of close this segment with this. Like, I have a good friend of mine, and I agree with him completely. And I'll say, like, for me, the value that Crunchyroll provides to me, I'd pay $50 a month for that. Like, if I could only have one streaming platform, it would be Crunchyroll. I'd cancel everything else before I cancel Crunchyroll, just because of the massive library that I have access to. Right. And I mean, it's interesting because it's less so than it used to be, not because Crunchyroll has less, but because so many other platforms are taking things that Crunchyroll would have normally just been
pulling
the only
IPs
place for it to go, right?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting perspective because I don't want to see Crunchyroll change. I don't want to see Crunchyroll get worse. If they want to charge more, I want to see more value added. I want to see them get better, and
more bang for your buck.
Yeah, and service their customers. That's what she said. Service their customers, better.
Raw dogging, servicing customers.
Let's work on the customer service and like make sure the customers are happy if we're going to charge more money. And I'll say that like I do believe, and a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but I do believe that their service is underpriced, even with the price increase. That's not, now listen, don't hear me, don't hear me saying what I'm not saying. I'm not saying I don't really care that the prices went up. They should go up more. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'd pay a lot more than what they're charging for access to that service, personally.
Now, my stance on Crunchyroll, but my love for anime, I'd still pay that price. So I agree with you on that. My love for anime and how I prioritize anime over TV shows, over movies, that's a reasonable price for me.
Yeah.
Question I didn't actually ask you, though. What tier level are you?
I think just the basic.
Okay, so they have fan tier, mega fan tier, and ultimate fan.
I was the $9 tier. So
that's
whatever the $12.99, because I don't need all that extra stuff. Like,
yeah. No, so what we talked about, actually, for those who didn't know, fan tier, which was originally $7.99, went to $9.99. Mega fan tier went from $11.99 to $13.99. And the ultimate fan tier went from $15.99 to $17.99.
What are the differences between the tiers? Like, what are the...
I honestly don't know. I probably should look into like what you get more, because I
I
know
would
some of them.
assume one of them is the amount of things you can download a month, because every time I travel, I download stuff like on my iPad to watch in the airplane.
Right.
I would
So
assume that one's like you can download 20 a month, you can download 50, you can download 100.
So fan tier, all these have the exact same except for they add on a few things. So fan tier has ad-free viewing and full access to Crunchyroll library, the ability to download content offline from one device. Crunchyroll stores deals are 5% off, so you get 5% off in the store deals. Mega fan tier, you get ad-free viewing on full access to library. Users can stream on 4 devices at the same time. So I guess that's if you want to share accounts. The ability to download content from offline. So I'm pretty sure that that's for multiple accounts, I'm assuming then. Full access to the library and their game vault. Crunchyroll store is 10% off. And then the ultimate fan tier is, again, free ad-free watching, access to 100 manga titles.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, something to look at. Users can stream 6 devices at a time. So if you want to do that, honestly, if you had 6 friends that all watch anime, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
So here's
you're paying like
point.
less than $2.
Here's an interesting point. You said that you were afraid they were going to take away the sharing, but they've just monetized to the sharing. We just read that. I didn't notice that.
Well, it's still going to be gone. It's still going to be gone.
But they just monetized it. So like the main benefit that is being given to each of those different tiers is the ability to have it on additional devices. So you have your basic tier that you're only supposed to have it on one device, but then you have your ultimate fan tier where you can have it on 6 devices.
Okay, so Netflix used to have this kind of same thing where you could have multiple streaming, but once you got past a certain amount, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So it shared on like you have one account,
and
it shares between like you can have up to 4 in the house playing.
You could be watching it in your bedroom, on your phone, and in the living room all at the same time.
YouTube TV does the same thing. YouTube TV, which we have, so I can go off of experience of what I know actually. YouTube TV, if you're in the Wi-Fi, like the actual Wi-Fi, it's unlimited amount of screens.
I see.
So it's not we all could be watching it.
That's not necessarily.
But when you leave the house,
that means multiple devices in the house could be on the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Not multiple people, devices. Now, if you leave the house and you have play on your phone, I think there's a limit of how many you can. So
okay.
That's the thing about it. But so far, I do know though, YouTube TV, you can do multiple accounts on there, which I know from experience. So there are certain things good and bad to take from this. Like I said, I mean, you're paying maybe if you got 6 of your friends, it's $18 a month. That's $3 a month you're paying for. You get full access manga, 100 manga titles. All right, and you get 6 devices, ability to download content, full access to the gaming vault, 15% off in stores. Plus, you get exclusive swag bag every 12 months.
That's kind of cool.
That's something to think about then.
That swag bag better be killer.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it better be something. I mean, I don't know.
So here's an interesting, like, if wishes were fishes, right?
Yeah.
Here's a way Crunchyroll could knock it out of the park. The first time they send that exclusive swag bag out, it's just badass. Like, packed with value, packed with, like, the entire Steelbook collection of Dragon Ball Super and a bunch of stuff like that. Like, if they did something like that, that'd be pretty cool. I could see.
I think it should be more of like a random time when it hits, or it'd be cool if they could do this just to like help save them money. Then give them like a little dice or something, like you go on the website and click, and it has like between like 1 and 6, and like 1 is just a basic, and the 6 is the top. You click it, and each month you roll, and you get to see kind of which one you want, or you're gonna be able to pick and characterize like, hey, I rolled a 3. And then these are like the level 3 stuff you can pick out of this section. You get to take that. Well, obviously it's going to be overstock that they have. And so it's something that they want to get rid of. But at the same time, I think that'd be more fun. Give you something looking for and make you want to stay a mega fan. Why am I helping out Crunchyroll?
Like I said, that's what I've been saying, that would be giving value, which is which is what I think they should do. So there's your obligatory news segment of this episode of the
And now what you came for, my beautiful people, because me and Will talked about this before we actually hit record. We're an anime podcast. Weird to think about that, but we're an anime podcast, and we sometimes don't talk about anime or specifically
like anime tangential things.
Anime we're watching, because right now I am loving this new season. I have enjoyed this one. Like I said, almost the same as the summer, but I'm enjoying this. A lot I want to talk about. and a lot I want to gripe about. Mainly more gripe, I think.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of shows I'm obsessed with. Currently, we're just gonna go off with obsessed with right now, but I do have a gripe about it. Hell's Paradise season 2.
Okay. Super
Hell's
good.
Paradise season 2.
I think I'm one episode behind. My world's a little crazy right now
love it.
because of the baby. I'm like I'm not
It's
exactly
okay.
sure what day it is, but I'm
For those who don't know,
behind.
Will is he is a father. We're both fathers and all that. Y'all might call him daddy now, but I've been calling him daddy for months. All right, and I didn't even know I had kids. So here we go. Hell's Paradise season 2 is
No.
beautiful, beautiful. I love the animation. I love the story.
It's so good. Yeah.
But at the same time, watching this, I don't know what it is, but I'm not getting the same enjoyment, the same feel as I did with season 1. And we talked about this last episode.
Mhm.
And it's getting more and more prevalent that I just like, am I going to
think-
start dropping this from like, it used to be like a 9 out of 10. Am I going to drop it to an 8? Is it potentially going to get to a 7?
I think season 1 was just all gas, no brakes, man. And like,
But so far with season 2, it's still gas. It's a little
enjoying
weird,
it.
though.
I'm still really enjoying it. Like there could just be plot devices that are being added to it, like as
Mhm.
what the things that happened with Gabimaru without adding any spoilers. As we're learning more about the Tencent and it's delving into that, like it's introducing more to it. Like when they brought more of the Asaimon to the island and like they were on that boat with all those ninjas. And that one guy was like, tell any one of us right here and we'll prove the ninjas' dedication by taking our own lives. And he's like, okay, yeah, you do it to yourself. The guy freaking stabs himself in the throat and then saws through the front of his. I was like, what?
It's a brutal show. It's a
Yeah.
brutal show. Because I think one thing that comes to mind while talking about this anime that kind of stuck out to me was Gabimaru losing his memory and then kind of somewhat regaining it pretty fast. I thought it was going to
Not a
take us a little
massive
bit.
spoiler, by the way, everybody.
No. Hopefully, we'll tell you right now. Actually, since Will said that, spoiler warning for anyone. I didn't think it'd be that fast for him to get his memories back, or at least retain some of his memories back, know his purpose and all that. It seemed weird.
Well,
The little training arc seemed a little too soft for me too.
Here's what I find about it that I agree with you that it seems weird, but here's why I don't think it's weird.
Mhm.
So Gabimaru losing his memories was directly tied with him learning how to wield his
His Tao,
at his will whenever he wanted to, right?
and he
Well,
used too much.
We saw other characters that figured out how to wield their Tao at will, but that didn't happen to them.
No. Actually, so the guy who went fully red, I can't remember his name. I actually have him as a figurine over there. He went fully red. He was using too much of his Tao. Yes, the brother. He was using too much of his Tao, and then he was getting
Start to like turn into like one of the monster guys.
and he lost his mind. And that's another showing of how if you mess with Tao, you could technically lose your mind or memories.
But then we see other Asaimon that are using their Tao and not having those issues. So what I see, or what it makes me think, is rather than it's like, why did this happen or he recovered so fast, there's different levels of how powerful people's Tao is. And there's different effects, either different side effects of using it too much or gradations of what happens when you use it too much, right?
Right.
So we saw Gabimaru lost his memories, but then stopped using his Tao. Okay, well, what would have happened if he continued to use his Tao to lose his memories and then he lose his sense of self? Like what happened to the other guy? Like, so to me, it's kind of opening the window onto the this isn't a power that can be wielded without consequence type of a thing. You know what I mean?
I want to specifically talk about episode 3. If you don't remember what happened, I'll kind of let's set the scene because I know you definitely know about it. Again, we're talking about the brother, and he's tied up in the bed.
Huh? Oh yeah.
And that whole scene, I've seen a lot in anime.
Yep.
That whole scene made me a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. The whole time I'm like, how funny would it be if this Tencent just shifted into a dude? Like right.
just right now, I'm sitting there on Majesty, just waiting, hoping it would happen. But at the same time, even if, because I was thinking that, even if the Tencent shifted into the male form, I still think he would have gone through it.
He might have.
Because right now, he's fight or flight, and he even said in his mind, he's going to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Because you got to think of his upbringing, the way him and his brother grew up. They very much grew up with the whatever it takes to survive. So he's like, this is the situation I'm in. this person can kill me at their leisure, whatever
Mhm.
it takes to get to the next step.
And I think it's very funny too because like saying that he reminds me of Denji, and he also looks like Denji
Yeah.
from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, anything that touches my mouth, my body automatically swallows because that's how he's used to. So with the throw up scene,
Yeah.
which we thought was gross and uncomfortable, but that's for him. He's like, whatever it was to survive. So these two characters looking exactly the same have both the same mentality. They're just doing whatever it takes to survive.
Bro, that made me think. Tangent, everybody. I was doom scrolling and came across this video of like it was like a club atmosphere, and these people were sitting in a VIP booth, and this dude and this chick were like making out hardcore, right?
Oh, I seen the video.
And the caption was something like, "When you think you're gonna get lucky" or something. And apparently, the girl is like, she's had too much to drink, and all of a sudden, they're making out. The girl throws up in this dude's mouth, and he like backs off and like spits it out and everything. And I'm like, I go to the comments and I'm like, Dingy would have swallowed.
He would have. I mean, that's serious. I can't believe that's a scene I completely forgot about them multiple times from Chainsaw Man. But that happened, dude.
Oh, yeah. And then he went home with her.
I'll be honest, though. If that already happened and you swallowed that, like, that pissed me off.
It
The part
doesn't get
that he
any worse
swallowed
than that.
didn't piss me off. But the fact is, like, she's in the bed and she's somewhat sober enough, coherent, in content and, giving consent, actually.
Yeah. To this 15-year-old
And you
kid.
fumble. And, well, come on. But he fumbled?
Well, he fumbled because he's in love with Makima.
I don't care. He fumbled.
Yeah.
And then guess what happened? That's
Yep.
if he just did what he had to do,
Yep.
she'd probably still be alive.
Maybe.
It's time to nut up, brother.
Maybe he could have
Now-
imbued some of that chainsaw spirit up in her.
Oh God, Will. Need help. Another one we're talking about, which I know Will is obsessed with, and I'm actually like I'm loving it. But then now I kind of gotten to the point where I'm starting getting annoyed. JJK season 3.
Can I
First
bring
off-
up the elephant in the room that nobody will shut up about, please?
Okay.
Respectfully.
Tell me.
Okay. So, preface. I read the JJK manga, okay?
Yes.
What is Hikari's girlfriend's name? What's her name? Starts with a K. Oh God, I forget her name. Whatever Hikari's girlfriend's name is.
Mhm.
And like, I read the manga, finished the manga, go through the whole story. And the whole internet is in this debate about whether Hikari's girlfriend is a dude or not. And I'm like, who cares?
Wait. Isn't that it? Is it a dude? It's Kiara Hoshi.
Is it Kirara?
Kirara Hoshi. Yeah.
Yeah, Kirara. And it's
While
like,
not explicitly confirmed as girlfriend in the text, they consider canon couple.
because Panda calls her a he, and there's a picture of her shown when she was in middle school, and she looks like either a boy or potentially a tomboy.
Heavily implied and treated as a couple by fans in the discussions with interpreting Kiara or Kirara
Kirara, I think,
as a trans woman or simply as Hikari's romantic partner.
it's definitely Hikari's romantic partner. Yeah. But it's just a whole confusing situation that like, and what I'm bringing up is not whether or not she's a dude or she's a girl or she's trans or whatever. Like what I'm bringing up is this wasn't even an issue until the anime came out. For all the thousands and thousands of people who read the manga, including myself,
Everyone was all over the leaks.
It was never a thing until the anime came out or until the anime was going to come out. So I just thought the whole thing was weird. It's like, it's strange to me, like how.
Why is it important now versus when the manga came out? Okay.
Yeah. Why is it
I think
important?
that shows the separation between actual like manga readers and anime watchers.
Well, and also like when I read the manga, I didn't even pick up on anything that referenced like I want to like actually get a Japanese manga and like get somebody Japanese to read. What does this say? Because when I read it, I didn't pick up on anything that made me think Kirara was anything other than a girl. And if Kirara is trans or not, really, who cares? And so it's one of those things that like, the internet was in such an uproar about it, and I'm just like, I'm here for the story. I don't care if she's a
Yeah.
dude or she's a chick or she's trans or if
Right.
she's Sukuna's sister or Sukuna's ex-wife or Sukuna's brother. I don't care. I'm here for this. Like, it's just one of those things that I didn't
Right.
get the uproar about it. It was
Right.
very strange to me.
Well, this is actually my gripe about it before getting to that part, actually. Uh, Calling games, have no idea what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. All right. That's something we all can agree on. But mine's mainly right when it got to the Maki episode. That's kind of where I kind of like I drew the line, even
Maki
though
versus Indian Clan.
it was great to watch.
Oh,
Loved
so
it.
good.
But I know we talked about it last episode. I didn't really get into this, but it's just something about JJK this season I loved in the beginning, but now it's coming to the fact that I don't like it anymore. It's just the unknown. It's just there's so much going on, and I have no idea what's going on. And I love picking up the pieces while we're watching the anime, but I'm not picking up dick. Like there's nothing coming, and it's getting to the point now. I'm like, I'm watching this. Explain to me. It's just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Now, what they do with Maki and the sister and all that I picked up on that. I understood, loved it. But why was she going to the Zenin clan? Now, why is because you go around out wanting the Zenin clan? Like, also, I'm like, am I missing something? Am I not paying attention? Granted, season 1, season 2, I didn't give really my full attention because for me, JJK hasn't been my favorite anime. It's not a bad anime. You like it, you like it. You love it, you love it. That's fine. For me, it's just I loved how they did the training arc. I loved it. I like how they make fun of shonen anime. It's just the storyline never seemed coherent to me. And I'm taking that, and when I'm getting presented from Will saying that the manga is way more all over the place, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to retain this information?
It is like I love JJK. I like it a lot, and I know it's really popular. But as somebody that I've read thousands of high fantasy novels, and I've read so many books in the past. The first time I remember reading a chapter book, I was 5 years old. So in that 33 years, I've read thousands and thousands of books. It's very obvious to me when I'm reading something, if the author has the end in mind or not. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if I'm reading, I can tell, is the author making up the story as he goes, or has the author storyboarded this entire world and has the start and the finish outlined, and now he's just taking us on the journey, right? I can tell.
And what do you think it is?
Oh, Akutami didn't know where he was going.
I think watching this, that's where I've came back.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said it because like I didn't want to point it out, but that's where I don't think he has the end in mind.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
think it was just
the end is done, but now like it gets more and more obvious. Like
as for me not reading the manga, I feel like right now watching the anime, there's no clue. I think we're just picking up things this matches. Let's go with that. I feel like he's intelligent, he's smart, great storyline, but I don't think there's a certain path. It's kind of wiggling around.
I think there you could make the argument that there is a little bit of a literary element being used, that the culling game in and of itself is chaotic. And so this is,
I do like the whole rules
fact. This is symbolizing the chaos that is the culling game. Because if you were actually inserted into this situation, it would be an incredibly chaotic situation. So as the reader reading it, it is chaos. You don't really fully understand everything. And so like it'd be interesting to know if that was Akutami's intention, or if that's just a side effect of him not exactly like knowing where to go with everything. If it was his intention to like, no, the culling game is chaotic. It's chaos. This is my way as the author to make the reader feel the chaos, the uncertainty, that you're intentionally not supposed to know everything that's happening. If that was the case, that's brilliant. That's great. If he's just trying to put all these story pieces together and get where he's going, and then it's just chaos for the sake of confusion.
I will say on the pro part of defending Jujutsu Kaisen that I think it's episode 3, the talking episode. I think people are upset with it being a 7.6 or a 7.3.
Where they were telling all the rules.
Yeah, I thought it was a fair rating, if I'm being honest. That's an informative episode. It's not going to be high action, high octane, what you're expected to be. but it's informative. Here's the thing though, people are only looking at it through like episode 1 through 3 or episode 1 through 4. So when you see everything being a 9 and when you see something go from a 9 to a 7, you're gonna be pissed about it. I understand that rightfully.
Yeah.
But if you look at how JJ is going to end, most likely if you see how it's going on track for, that 7 isn't going to really affect it as a whole. You're just looking at 1 through 4, 1 through 5, or how many episodes are out for you.
I can tell you, somebody who's read the manga, ish gets crazy. And then things happen and you're like, it can't get any crazier than that. And then something happens and you're like, oh snap. And then it gets crazier. And then it switches up on you and it gets crazier. It's
I'll tell you what I am.
Anime only fans will rage quit so many times. It's going to be wild.
I don't know. I think I'm locked in for it. I mean, if I've gotten this far, I might as well finish. Now, this season, something I didn't think was going to happen, but I'm enjoying the romance. 3, I'm really liking, and 2, I have questions about. First one I'm really liking is Tune Into the Midnight Heart. I'm loving it. It's the harem-based one where he's trying to find his childhood lover, or potentially someone he has feelings for, someone who helps him out of a dark place. That's pretty much the premise. So far, we're getting to the episodes where each episode he's kind of getting to know each person as a whole. But the way he's going about it, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it because one episode you have a girl who she's playing a guitar, but she has problems singing in front of people. So what he does is you can see he's making his fingers blister, bleed, bandages all over. Decides to play a performance in front of all the people where she always does her performance, and they're mad, yelling at him. They don't want to be there. But he's doing this to show that, hey, I'm here with you. I'm here to help you, because she's pissed at him. He's like, you don't know what it's like to sing in front of all these people. You don't know what the nerves are. So he's putting up. He's walking the walk. He's talking the talk. I love it. Anything he is willing to do for love should be seen through whoever is actually behind this whole story, who is the best girl, who is the one he's trying to find, which makes me infuriated at her, because you see what he's willing to do for you, and yet you're not giving him what he wants. You're not giving him, like, hey, I'm here and let's do this together. It's rough, because at one point there's an episode where he's helping this girl, with her voice acting lessons, and he's helping her through all this stuff, teaching her. And first off, the tsundere is like the first one to actually starting to confess her love. She's falling hard. Love it. Love when the tsundere falls. We love it when a tsundere falls first. Next episode, he helps with a voice actor. I think the next episode, he's going to help out with the girl on her speaking, being a news anchor. Each episode, he's showing this, but there's one specific part when this guy is rich. His family's rich. But they follow him, they track him. He's actually working a part-time job to help pay for them, because even though he comes from money, he doesn't want to be known that he comes from money. He doesn't want to be like, hey, that doesn't identify me. That's my parents' money. I want for me. But he's still putting up the money to help fund all their dreams, all of theirs. So he's putting everything, his life, on the sidelines for these girls.
He's just a good old playboy.
He's a good guy. First off, yes, he does. He is charismatic. He is, he's got some riz. Let's give him that. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm actually liking it. People were knocking this anime as a harem anime, which it is, rightfully it is. But I think it has a little more depth and a little more layers to it, which I'm not hating on it. The one I am hating on the most so far, which is I think the most popular romance anime out right now, is You and I Are Polar Opposites.
Okay.
I cannot stand it.
Is that the tomboy girl? White-haired Gojo.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite of the season.
Favorite one.
Love it, daddy. You and I Are Polar Opposites is where you have a Giraru Gao kind of girl who I told you last episode, where she's going through all this effort to make herself look like someone she's not, or be someone she's not. Granted, if you do it, you do see it's her personality, but her putting on that show of like her being in that state of mind, that person all the time, is exhausting for her. Versus the other guy, he is very introverted, very not outgoing, not doesn't really, start a conversation really. Love their relationships. I like how we're getting to side relationships now. I love that. But watching this show infuriates me, pisses me off so much, because the way that they talk. It is, if we were talking about earlier, how we're talking about like Gen Z talking, it's very Gen Z talking.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with like, saying like, oh, you're cooked, chopped, all that stuff, right? That's fine. That's fine. You can say that. It's just the way they're doing it. It just seems like they're forcing it versus actually, if you take an example from In the Clear Moonlight Dusk, which is my favorite romance anime of this season, there's a part where these two girls are coming up to this guy, which is Daddy, Gojo of the season, practically. Come up to him and they're saying, "Hey, did you not go out with this girl that you planned on?" He's like, "No, she actually planned that. I didn't want to go with her." Then he's like, "Oh, what did you do?" He's like, "I spent time with the girl who's the tomboy, the other prince." And they were starting to make fun of her right in front of him. And he said, because like these girls definitely wanted to go out with him. He says, "You know what you guys look to me?" And he's like, "What?" It's like, "You guys look pretty chopped." And I'm like, the way he does it and says it, they got pissed, walked off for it. I'm like, Daddy, he's got me. He's got me. Anything that he does, he can't do wrong now. This man, for some reason, I got giddy. I need to go back to polar opposites, but I'm going to say this one more thing real quick.
I got a body giddy. Pillow, this fella.
I'm on the way. Express shipping. Dude, this man.
Express, baby.
They were in the ring. And so, of course, you go over to his house, and of course, he's rich, right? Befitting the prince. Prince is rich. Gotcha. She comes out, and he's getting close to her, and she's like, "I don't understand how relationships work. I don't understand how we're supposed to go forward with this relationship." Because first off, this is when a romance anime gets bad. They do a relationship contract. Can't stand that. Ugh, I hate that anime. Do a relationship contract. She's like, "I don't know about affection. What's right? What's wrong?" My man comes up to her, just gently touches their finger. Just gently touches the finger. He's like, "Is this okay?" Yeah, it's okay. It did something to me. I got giddy. He's like, "Is this okay?" I'm like, make it BL. I don't care at this point. I'm watching it, dude. I need it. It is so good. It is so good. Back to polar opposites. Being so bad. It's just, it seems very forced. But what has this anime, and I'm pretty sure the reason why it's so popular, is that there's some beautiful, beautiful moments in this anime that makes it stand out as a great romance anime. I could be so mad the whole episode. And most romance animes, the last 2 minutes can just put you through it before the next episode. And this anime does it. Does it very well. But I don't think it's going to be an 8 out of 10 anime for me. I could see it happening. I don't think it's going to be as the projections go further on. I do think In the Clear Moonlight Dusk will be an 8 out of 10 and probably the best romance anime, in my opinion, this season. Something about it, it keeps on getting better. I love the dad. Her dad freaking is like the opposite of cock blocking. He's setting her up. He's like, he comes over because her dad owns a ramen shop. And the dude comes over trying to return a little flask, eating ramen. He eats so much ramen, he's about to take a nap. He's like, "Why don't you go home?" He's like, "You want to walk with me?" He's just like, "No, I have to close the store." The dad says, "You can take off." I'm like, my man. So he walks her home.
You can go.
You can go. First off, as a father, I'm like,
yeah, she has to close.
I mean, kudos to you. I said, I don't know how they do it with fathers in anime, how they do that. But for some reason, dude, this show has just got me. It has me locked in. It's definitely good. But another anime I'm actually watching, which is kind of, I thought it was going to be like a burner, a kind of a filler anime just to watch while I'm waiting for episodes to come out. I'm actually loving it, and it's kind of rekindling my love for sports anime. It's called Run with the Wind.
Oh.
It's a track-based anime, and I love track. Like, track was my favorite sport when I did in high school. I loved it. This right here, I could tell it has the makings, all right? Treasure Planet, for those who don't know, it has the makings of greatness. It is something, even though the dub version of this anime does feel a little outdated for present day, watching this, the story, the way it's going, I could tell it's going to be a great anime. I can just tell right now. And it's first off, rekindling my love for sports anime. Second, makes me actually want to go running again because I miss it. I miss it. So
I've been,
we'll see.
I've been diving into Mushoku Tensei season 2 finally.
You told me
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
How is that?
Love it. Absolutely loving it. I think
Now, how far are you into it?
he's at the academy.
Okay, so he has his ED.
Still has the ED. Yeah.
Okay.
He's at the academy, and they just bought the dwarf girl to train her to learn magic and like statue making and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot of people hate that in anime. You know that too, right?
What?
Like buying other people. I understand why.
They hate
it's
that.
wrong. They hate it. A lot of people hate
wrong.
that.
But they're in a fictional world. Like they
Yes.
clearly like
Yes.
and you can tell that Rudy clearly isn't a huge fan of it, right? Like and
he's against it, but he's like, I'm in this world.
It's part of it, right? Like
yeah.
It's part of the world, which is terrible. Mushoku Tensei, I think it's so hard to explain. I think it gets way too much unjust hate. I can understand.
I love you, Will.
I can understand on the surface why people are like, that's a bit weird. But I'm going to go on the record to say, like, that's a very shallow reaction. Because it's much more than, oh my God, he's a 30-year-old dude reincarnated into a 2-year-old body. So now he's technically 40 years old and he's 15 and he's like crushing on 15-year-olds. Ew, that's creepy. Like it's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's about his development as a person, going from a shut-in in a what they would call a hentai, a pervert, to like actually growing and learning how to connect with people and learning how to care for people and falling in love. And like he's gone from a 2-year-old to a 15-year-old. Like, what's he supposed to do? Like, try and hook up with 30-year-old
his
chicks?
mind can be a different age, but his body isn't.
Yeah, his body is a 15-year-old or 16-year-old, whatever. And I think that's the whole point of Mushoku Tensei, is that element is supposed to make you a little uncomfortable, because he's probably very uncomfortable with the entire thing. Now, the fact that he keeps Roxy's panties as a holy relic that he like prays to is he
started
weird.
a whole religion. People don't realize he started a whole religion based off of that.
I'm watching it and he's like pulling out, and I'm like, is he carrying Roxy's panties around in his pocket and praying to them?
Yeah.
And then he makes a throne out of them. I'm like, oh my God, yes, you're not helping yourself, Rudy. But
no.
I have always, if you don't, we always have the opinion, if you don't like an anime, then you shouldn't watch it. And that's fine. If you have a problem with something that's in an anime, don't watch it. And that's totally valid. But you shouldn't tear it down, and you shouldn't say other people are bad for enjoying it. Because Mushoku Tensei is, in my opinion, and it's rated as, I think it's like one of the highest rated isekai on Mal.
It is
like
the number one isekai.
It is the number one isekai on Mal. And it is incredibly good. If you can get past that weird aspect of it that I think is intentionally there to show you this incredible character development from a shut-in pervert to somebody that becomes this really compassionate character that's super powerful, right?
You're killing me, man. You got it.
So much more than just this guy that likes to sniff panties, that he still does, and it's very strange, but
it's very strange.
It's really deep, and I get really, really annoyed when people are like, Mushoku Tensei is like disgusting, like pervert anime, it should be banned. No, no, maybe you should try and look at something with an open mind and see the artistry of what's being written here. And art isn't supposed to always make you feel warm and snuggly. Art is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, and art challenges you. And that's what this anime does. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It challenges your thought process on so many things and so many levels. And it's got a great story behind it as well. It's so good. It's so freaking good.
I have always stated that anime is meant to push boundaries. Now we obviously know what is right and wrong. Right. So there's a line, but anime is supposed to be there to push boundaries, because guess what? That's what it originally is. It is meant there to do things that you can't do with live action. You can't do with movies, TV shows. Certain things you just can't do. Anime can. So when I see an anime solely doing what shouldn't be done, or doing things that's different, and people are sitting there and saying, you can't convince me. You can say all this, but you still have a 40-year-old man in a 15-year-old's body. I understand.
It's weird.
If you can at least hear my perspective,
Yeah.
just hear me out. That's fine. If you still want to think that, that's totally fine. That's fine. But here's the thing. I have not seen an anime out there that has better character development and representation for males.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, specifically, all right, it could be for women too, but specifically, I have not seen better character development and representation for males. Specifically at the part where Will is at right now. All right, season 2, the first little arc is about Rudy's having ED. Something I know a lot of males are worried about having.
And it's such a jarring thing to be in an anime.
Something that can happen to any of us.
Like, he is so distraught that Eris, her name's Eris, right? He's so distraught that Eris ditched him that like he can't physically be with another woman.
But it makes so sense because if you look at his life, the reason why he became a NEET, everyone's bullied him, everyone has picked on him, made fun of him, has everything about his life sucked. Isekai is life in another world. You get a second chance, a redo. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you're starting new, you are starting fresh. Keeping the memories, we can talk about that, I'll give you that. You're starting fresh. This man, since he has the memories of his previous life, since he has the previous memories from his life, and she leaves him, he finally opened up to someone, finally thought he had love, someone who cared about him.
They sleep together, by the way.
She leaves him.
Yeah, she ditches him.
What is that going to do to you? A man who has had so much trauma that he became a NEET. What do you think is going to happen to him? Something's not going to work. ED.
So, he's super depressed and super upset, and then he starts to get over that. Like he starts joining parties with these other groups, and like starts to feel better about accomplishing things. But still, there's that psychological aspect that like he's still
messed
broken
up.
And then the sheer irony that he teams up with the sluttiest elf probably in the entire kingdom, and he can't do anything about it.
Nope. It is a funny anime, but it's something that I think a lot of males fear of. Granted, we do have measures nowadays to help fix those things, but it's something that, we're not self-conscious about something happening to us. Granted, so for me, like, and we don't have to get into it. Like I said, for me, I'm not really too worried about it, but
it's a real
when it comes to representation of a real thing that can happen to males, I haven't seen animes do that before.
Well, it's a really interesting. It does a really good job of bridging the gap between that fantasy world and the real world. Like I was blown away by the compassion that is illustrated between Rudy and what's that one mercenary's name that was really Sal or Sil, whatever the one mercenary that was really mean to him all the time. And then realized why he was so gloomy all the time, and realized that like he had ED and everything. And then all of a sudden this guy is like, oh, and like kind of takes him under his wing and is like, here, let me try and help you figure this out. Like, let me take you and help see if we can help you solve this problem. And like takes him under his wing and goes adventuring with him, and they kind of become close.
Become bros.
Yeah. And it was like such a cool example of compassion from an older man to a younger man suffering with something that maybe he had or hadn't suffered from, but like he could at least, not make him feel like he's pitying him, but make him still feel valid and feel like a man. I thought that was so cool. That was such a cool, and I doubt that 1 out of every 10 people that have watched Mushoku Tensei picked up on the power behind that. And even the allegory between Rudy not having that with his father because his father's off somewhere else doing the stupid shit that his dad does. Like there's even a symbolism there, right? There's layers to this show, dude. And so many people are turned off by it because he's a 40-year-old in a 15-year-old's body who's attracted to 15-year-olds. Yeah, it's weird. But like, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you can't explain it.
Not a good argument there, Will. What are you going to do? No, I mean, honestly, I'll say this. I'm so glad you're watching this. I love it. I love it because it's so good. It has weird moments. It has funny moments. It has hard to explain moments, but then also it has moments that just make me really love that it is an anime. I will say what's going to happen next for you. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just excited to see your journey through this because what's going to happen next, a lot happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I want to see if you have the same perspective.
Yeah, it's really good. I'll probably go jam out a couple episodes tonight before we go to bed.
Nice, dude. Nice.
But it's good stuff. But that's been taking my attention. I've been watching that, and whenever I can get some anime, with the new baby, and dude, we went through. All of my kids got the flu. My wife got the flu. We had a freeze. We went to the hospital with the baby. Now we've got a new baby. It's been like 3 weeks of just chaos.
It'll be worth it though.
Oh, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. But
Mhm.
that's what I'm watching. That's what you're watching.
Mhm.
If you're watching this or listening to this, tell us what you're watching. You're watching anything?
And for the love of God, rate, review, do something if you could help us. If you can, if you made it this far.
If you're listening on Spotify or podcast, rate the podcast, review the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Those little things that are like literally they're free for you to do. And it might
Takes
take
5
you,
seconds.
Yeah, it might take you 10 seconds to do it. It actually is a measurable way that helps our stuff grow. And
I could do in 10 seconds.
Platforms.
All right. There's some things I could do in 10 seconds.
Not if you have ED.
That's true. That is true.
Poor Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you're watching. Are you watching anything old school? Every once in a while I get in just these phases where I want to go like watch something old school.
Mine's romance right now.
Yeah.
Romance.
Yeah.
I get sucked into it, but old school, I can't do it. If I get stuck in old school, I stay in old school for a long time. It's just so good.
Some of it's
so good.
Yeah, some of it's so good. But I'm excited. I'm excited to jump in and catch up on Hell's Paradise and JJK. And I am so excited. We'll leave on this.
Ooh.
I'm so excited for Kagurabachi whenever it inevitably comes out.
Say this for so long.
It's so good. Watch. I'm so excited for it. And it's just going to be something terrible. It's going to get the One Punch Man treatment or something. And you'll see Dr. Applesauce rage out. Because the story is so good. If you're even halfway interested, you should read the story of Kagurabachi. It's really good. But I am a self-proclaimed, I love shonen. And I wouldn't even say Kagurabachi is really shonen. I'd say it's probably more of a seinen type of a thing. Maybe a seinen shonen hybrid, kind of. Because it's not
depends on the age.
It's not like, well, it's not made for kids. Like it absolutely
so then
not.
It's seinen.
And like from the get-go, the main character isn't necessarily like weak. Like he knows how to fight. Like you start off with him kicking ass and like killing people.
And he just only gets better.
Pretty cool. But yeah, check out Kagurabachi. But my thoughts are all over the place. I don't know. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah. You got anything else for the people, Kyle?
I love you.
All right. Peace out.